You know, Lilly has, even though Novo kind of created the category, dominated the weight loss sector, and now it's moving on with a $7 billion investment to sleep disorders. Are they just trying to diversify here, getting ahead of patent cliffs later on?
Well, Matt, you know, when you look at the relative numbers, $7 billion is a drop in the ocean for Eli Lilly. And if you think about the drug class they've just bought, which is an area they've not been active in before, which is sleep disorders. If you look at consensus for Centessa, the revenues are around, say, 2034 or 2033 at around $2 billion. Guess what Lilly's numbers are? 150. So it will be, this is just Lilly padding its nest, if you like, for want of a better phrase, and creating more businesses that fit into certain parts of its activities. This fits into its neuroscience activity, although it's not an obvious area for them to have gone into. So it's helpful, but these are drops in the ocean.
Can I just ask, Sam, on the actual research into sleep? I mean, what they did with weight loss was like game-changing. You just flip a switch, and all of a sudden, you know, you lose a significant amount of weight. Is that possible in sleep? Could I just take a pill and have like 7 hours of solid REM and deep sleep and wake up feeling totally refreshed?
Matt, you know, I think you read my mind when we talk about these things. The point about the drug class that they've just bought is exactly that. It is supposed to be much better for preserving what's called your sleep structure, which you just referred to. REM sleep, deep sleep. Now, a lot of existing sleeping pills kind of mess that up a little bit, whereas you get a lot of one and not the other, and therefore you kind of have to do catch-up when you stop taking them. Here, with this class of drugs, the orexin targeting drugs, you don't have that. But they're not going to be the first in class. There's already a drug on the market that targets this process and this mechanism, and it does exactly that.
Sam, and Matt mentioned this, the patent cliff coming. For all of these drug deals, are they paying a fair price, or are they incredibly competitive because most of these drug companies are dealing with the same issue this year?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've done quite a lot of work on these patents. You should be careful what it says on the tin in this particular case, because a lot of these patents can be protected later beyond what the current company details suggest. And so you know, as we have a very strong patent team that looks at these things. So, of course, patents eventually expire. There's no way of keeping them evergreen, although companies try. But I think in this particular case, Lilly is safe for at least a decade when it comes to this. So I wouldn't be too worried about Lilly. Other companies, such as Merck, such as Pfizer, such as Bristol Myers, they do all have to deal with it at different times. And they do these deals to try and help cushion that cliff.